Hi, my name's Alvin Dyers. As you can see, a guitar player, born and bred Cape Town. You know, guitar teacher, music teacher, part-time here at UCT and privately and stuff. And yeah, been playing music for the other side of 40 years. It wasn't a question of how did I get into music. It was there all the time. It was a foregone conclusion because, you know, everybody in my family plays music. So it was always there. So it was always going to be like music. That's the only thing I was going to do. Nothing else. You know, my dad played, my uncles, my mother even. So music has been in the family. Brothers and all played. My late brother Errol, who people might know. Music was always there. So it wasn't a question of getting into it. It was there already. Actually, the journey was unbelievable because, starting out, there was no formal education musically. It was just like watching the family and picking up from, the ones that are somebody that's older than you, so that was basically, I learned from older people. When I was young and growing up, I learned from the older people. And I used to sit with them, talk to them, and they used to show me things, and my dad, my uncles, whatever, that was my journey. And that was my school, the older generation. Look, going to classes and stuff and learning formally, there's nothing wrong with that. We all do that. I did that at the later part of my life. But you know what happens? What is you can't substitute sitting with an older person that's been playing for years. You know what I mean? Talking to a person like that about music, and that person actually showing you what's happening musically, what to do, and why. You can't substitute that. You know what I mean? There's no comparison. It's like you're getting it straight from a horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? Person sitting right in front of you and telling you, my boy, listen to me. This is this, that is that. Finish and clear. In the beginning, I was growing up, there was no, we don't have the books that you've got now. We didn't have. We used to have royal schools and stuff for like theory and stuff like that. But you never had the books as far as jazz goes. Never. You had an LP, what's called an LP, and you listen to that. And you listen to your dad or your uncles or whatever. You listen to them playing, and you ask them what they're doing. That's how it worked back in the day. Oh, projects, as you know, one of the things that I've been doing for many years. And I've actually made a lot of friends. I actually started this culture now that you have now, this jam session. I started this way back at a place called the FMR Jazz Studio, which used to be called Riffs. So I started that on a Monday night. And from there, what happened is you'd find visiting musicians coming to town. This is how I hooked up with the Norwegians. And I got involved there. And what happened was I went to Norway. I used to go to Norway every year, twice a year actually. One for performances, one to teach at the summer school in Kristiansand in the south there. So I did that. Lots of exchange. I had a hand in the student exchange thing also that's happened. I introduced Torgrim, the head of the university there, to the people here. That's how they had this exchange with the musicians from here, the students from here going there, and those ones coming here. Then I played many festivals, you name it, I can't remember them all. I think my brother and I, we used to do, he had his own thing. We used to be a duo thing together. I had many bands, many people played with me, and the late Andre Peterson even played piano in one of my groups. I had a bass player called Eddie Jooster, and a lot of the younger people that you might know here later on, like Benjamin Jafter, they came and they joined up, and Zeke, those guys, So yeah, it's been a lot of things. Made a lot of friends overseas here, guys like guitar player Ronnie Jordan. He used to play this acid jazz stuff. I think brought him to fame was he took that Miles Davis tune, So What, and did like a acid jazz kind of thing. Yeah, we became friends because he came here 1 year or so, the jam session, and we became friends. Another guitarist from the States, Richard, and a guy that used to play with the Canadian guitar player also, Richard Ring, used to be a student of Joe Pass. Yeah, I can't remember everything. If I look back, I wouldn't do anything differently, because back in the day, I mean, being mentored by people like, even people like Mankunku. I played with Mankunku. I played in Mankunku's band for years also. I played in other bands with Mankunku. Guys like that, Ezra Ngukana, I don't think I would change anything. Those guys, I mean, such a wealth of knowledge and stuff, and just by talking to them even, Ezra, Duke, Winston, Stompy Manana, who's up in Joburg, trumpeter. I mean, we still great. We on the phone every day almost, Well, a lot of the guys are gone now, like Robbie Jansen and all those guys. A lot of the guys are gone, but I wouldn't change anything. You know what defines Cape Jazz? It's a mixture of the Guma sound. It's a mixture of that, that typical Guma sound, and it's got a lot of gospel in it also, So that blended with the jazz thing, that makes up like Cape Jazz. It's a feel that, like for instance, when you go to Pretoria or Johannesburg, it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? So this thing here, this Guma thing, it's like, that kind of thing. They don't do it anywhere else. And this defines like the music in Cape Town. It's different. And the way the guys play, even when they play standards, also they've got a different way of playing, actually. Yeah, the Guma, gospel, lots of gospel influence in the music as well. In the melodies you can hear. You can hear the gospel, but you also hear the Guma. You know what I'm saying? So, by the way, that was one of my late brother's pieces that you just heard, called Down Evolution Street. Typical Cape Town kind of vibe. I've still got a lot of things to do. There's so much that I still want to do. I definitely want to play a lot more, and I want to, interact with other musicians still, and do lots of things, new music, whatever, new experiences. So I haven't thought about those things. I suppose it's important to document stuff, you know what I mean? But at the moment, I'm not even thinking about it. Good albums would be those compilations that we've got. For instance, it's my brother, myself. It's you'll find maybe Jimmy on there, Joni, Hilton. It's the compilations. There's lots of them. I forget what it's called, but one is called, I think, something to do with Cape Town or whatever. To buy something like that, people can buy that. You know what I mean? It's got the Cape Town music on it. You know what I'm saying? The Cape Town artists and stuff. That's what I would suggest. These guys. They used to, back in the day, they used to have the Jazzathon, and they used to do the compilations. Also make these. Put all the artists on like one CD kind of thing. Like guys like Musa Manzini also. Those guys, Hello April, and the Cape Town guys, Robbie Jansen and Errol, my brother, whatever. That's what I would say people should buy.